All right, lead heads. We have done it. Welcome in to the 200th episode of Talking Lead.
Winning. I'm sorry, winning. Starting to get the concept now? Oops, winning.
That's right. This is the 200th episode, and we have you, the lead heads, to thank for that. For almost 5 years now, we have been cranking out episodes almost weekly, and sometimes more than that. It's here, we made it, and we're going to keep on going. And I know I told you guys that we're probably going to be doing something special. What I really want to do is, because this is going to be our 5th year, is I'm going to have a really big giveaway toward the end of the year to celebrate our 5 years. But for our 200th episode, I'm going to do some sneaky things. So you guys are going to have to be paying attention to the show, to social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I'll be posting little things here and there for some giveaways. So you guys be paying attention. So I hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode. It was a volume 3 of our continued coverage of the National Rifle Association annual meeting. And I'd like to go ahead and thank Chad Enos for being on and bringing his buddy Jansen Jones, president of Freedom Munitions, one of the co-founders of the company Next Evolution Research and Design, also known as NERD. That was a great interview with Chad and Jansen, and we also had a little surprise from our number 1 lead head, Chuck Sanford. He joined us, and you guys make sure you go back, check out that interview. We talked about a lot of awesome things that Freedom Munitions and NERD has come out with and is going to be coming out with. And then we had Mike Sodini co-hosting at the Eagle Imports booth there with me for the Do All Outdoors interview with John Hayes. And John actually got in touch with me earlier this week, and he and I are actually going to go out next week and do some T&Eing, test and evaluating on some new targets that they're contemplating coming out with. So that's going to be fun. And I'm sure that he and I will probably do a little recap on the show and talk about that. Also probably drag my buddy Andrew along with us, so that'll be a good time. I'll keep you guys posted on that. And then lastly, we had Kenny Barlow, Vice President of Sales, came by to talk with us and get us updated on what all's been going on with North American Arms and the production of their little mini 5-shot revolvers. And we specifically talked about the Pug. They brought one over for me to have a little talking prop with, and it was cool. Enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to getting one of those in and getting some range time with it. Pretty cool gun. So this week, volume 4 of our coverage of the NRAAM, and it's going to be a big one. We've got some big names in this show. We're going to kick it off with Charles Brown and Kara Bosenberg. They are with MKS Supply, who bring us High Point Firearms and Inland Manufacturing. Inland is the manufacturer of that M1, and they have a really awesome history that goes back to World War II, and we get into a little history. Charles, also known as Charlie Brown, don't laugh, that's his name, and Kara talk about not only the beginnings of inland manufacturing, but they talk about some of the products that they've gone on to design above and beyond the M1 carbine. And you guys are going to really enjoy what they have to say. There's a suppressor in there, and there's a 1911 that they have developed as well. And then High Point Firearms, very interesting story on how they got started. And they talk about some of the new products that High Point has available. So I know you guys are probably saying, why High Point? Well, High Point makes a product that is in demand. It's probably one of the most sold firearms there are, handguns, on the market. Very affordable, very reliable guns. So we talk a little bit about that, and then we get into talking about their carbines that they have. And I've shot their carbines before, and their carbines are really nice, really high quality. They shoot really good. And they're going to talk about some new things that they've got going on with their line of carbines. And there's a 380 in that mix. So that's going to be interesting to hear. And then, as promised, I bring you our interview with Tim Harmsman with the Military Arms Channel. This is over at when we were being hosted by High Threat Concealment. And then along with Tim, we've got Daryl Moreau with Vertex. He's the VP over there. And talk about history. These guys go back all the way to the Civil War with Vertex. Very interesting story there. They were making uniforms back in the day for both sides, the North and the South, during the Civil War. So that's a cool story. And then we're going to talk about some of the new products and gear that Vertex is going to be coming out with. And then we had a surprise visit during that interview with our good buddy, the Kraken, Jim Irwin. That's right. Jim comes in and gives us an update on what all he's been up to. He's got a new website. It's called Kraken Ultimus. You go to krakenultimus.com, and then you can also check Jim out on the Sportsman channel in a show that he hosts called Prime Revolution. So it was good catching up with Jim, and of course Tim's always full of information, and he's actually going to join us in another interview in a later volume that we've got. So good interview there, and then we're going to wrap things up in this volume with another great interview that was held over there at the High Threat Concealment booth with Inforce. And Matt Wolf is the VP of sales over there. He talks about their new products that they have, pistol lights. You guys probably are familiar with their WML rifle lights. He's talking about their new APL and the APL-C and a couple other things that are interesting that Inforce is going to be getting into. And then he's joined by Tony Poe, who is a 13-year Virginia law enforcement veteran, and he's going to talk about some real-world usage that he's done with Inforce's lights. And Tony also happens to be with High Threat. So good lineup of interviews coming up there. I want to go ahead and thank Range Systems. They were on a couple of volumes ago, and they had sent me a couple little packages in the mail the other day. They sent me their Guardian, which is a compact clearing trap. So what that is, the Guardian, it's a safety measure for law enforcement agencies, commercial agencies, gunsmiths, or just you, the everyday consumer, for anywhere. So what it is, it's a safe place for you to download your gun, and if it happens to discharge, then you don't have to worry about it. So you just stick your gun in this, download it, and you don't have to worry about negligent discharges going errant and hurting someone or something. It's like a steel housing, like AR-500 steel, and it's got their DuraBlot, that rubber material that Joe Bricco talked about in a couple of volumes ago, like I said, when we had Range Systems on. So you guys make sure you check out that interview. And then they also sent me one of their big old blocks of the, I guess it's the DuraBlock system that they have. And it can also be used as like a shooting mat or shooting brace. So instead of those big foamy, mushy bags, they've got one of their rubber blocks that you could use for that. So I'm going to take those out, try them out, probably do some videos, and let you guys see those. And it was almost like Christmas. I got another gift in the mail from High Threat Concealment. They sent me one of their Spectre holsters that will fit with the Glock and the Inforce APL-C. So I happened to acquire an APL-C. Matt was gracious enough to leave one of those after his interview. So Matt, thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciate it. Great lights. So you guys make sure you check out Inforce and High Threat Concealment. Inforce.com and then highthreatconcealment.com. Great companies, great products. And like I said, we're going to have some videos coming of me using those. Instagram, I've already posted some stuff of the holster, so check that out as well. And then don't forget the 1776 United Talking Lead Head Contest. You guys, we need to get more entries into this contest. We've had some great ones so far. Just got another one in last night with some great ideas. I'm not going to tell you what they are because I don't want anybody stealing somebody else's idea. What you're going to do is you get to design your own logo, basically something that represents you, the listener of Talking Lead. How'd you like to be captured on a T-shirt, a patch, a hat, some sort of logo that best captures the essence of lead-headedness? So keep those design ideas coming in. You go to 1776united.com. Down at the bottom of their page, it says Leadhead Contest. You click on there, and you could submit your design. You may not be a big graphic design artist or anything like that, so just, textually tell us your ideas, what it is, and we'll be able to get an idea what you're talking about. But if you happen to be savvy in design and you want to go ahead and design one, there is a place there for you to attach like a PDF or some sort of a file, so that we can take them that way as well. And then you can always email them to me at talkingled@gmail.com, and make sure that you put in the subject line Leadhead Contest. I've had a couple of people that have done that as well, and that's fine. You guys are going to get entered into the contest. So what we're going to do at the end of the month, we're going to pick probably the top 3 or 4 of those, and then we're going to put them out there for you, the Leadhead, to vote on, and then the winner is going to get a T-shirt and a patch with that new Leadhead logo, a classic Talking Lead logo T-shirt, and a $100 gift card to use any way that you want to at 1776united.com for any of the awesome swag that they have there. Maybe you want to get some more Talking Lead T-shirts, or obviously you're probably going to want to get some more of those new logo Leadhead T-shirts and patches. So stay tuned for that. That's all I've got for you right now. We're going to be back with Volume 5 in the next few days, so you guys be tuning in, because we've still got lots more interviews from the National Rifle Association's 2017 annual meeting. So here we go. Volume 4 starts now. All right, good deal. This is day 2. All right, lead heads, welcome back to the Talking Lead podcast. I'm your host, Left Hand. And this is the 2017 NRA annual meeting, day 2 edition. And we are graciously being hosted by our buddies at the Eagle Imports booth again today. So we greatly appreciate that. And we're going to kick off the day with a beautiful lady and somebody that you're probably very familiar with, name-wise. We've got Charles Brown, and we have, I'm going to mess up your back, Kara Bosenberg.
That's right.
Nailed it. And they are with High Point Firearms and Inland Manufacturing.
Correct.
And both household names in the firearms industry.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Actually, High Point has been around almost 30 years.
A long time.
Inland was a manufacturer in World War II back in the 50s. They were the largest manufacturer of M1 carbines for our troops, serving in World War II. And the Inland name went through Korea and also early Vietnam. So
okay.
If you don't know anything about Inland, you better check your history books.
Well, we're getting ready to find out.
All right.
Because
awesome.
Because I want to get some history behind both the companies. Like you said, I'm very familiar with High Point, the carbines in particular. Love the carbines. I don't have much experience with the handguns. I don't think I've ever shot a High Point handgun before. But I've heard people, talk about them. And,
right.
There's a place for them, definitely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then Inland, we were talking yesterday, and I love the M1 carbine, in and of itself. And I picked up a Universal. I mean, no, that's not you guys. I don't think they're even in business anymore, are they?
No, I don't think so.
Right.
No,
so they were like the lower end.
Yep. Commercial. They were a commercial manufacturer.
Commercial manufacturer of those. But I got one and I love it.
Yep.
But I've always wanted to get an Inland. That's always been on my bucket list to get an Inland, especially one of the earlier models.
Absolutely. It's a very it's kind of a dinosaur nowadays. There's not a lot of them out there to be had, and the ones you see, that are becoming available are coming out of estates and people that are retiring and divesting their gun collections and that type of thing.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So Charlie, you want to start with Inland, or you want to start with High Point?
Well, let's start with High Point.
Let's start with High Point. Yeah. So I'm very interested in the histories of companies and the backgrounds, how they got started.
All right.
As are our listeners, the Leadhead Nation out there.
Yep.
So give us a little background of High Point.
Well, it's actually a long story, but I can try to condense it as best I can.
Okay.
High Point was started by an individual who enjoyed shooting, but was upset at the cost of firearms.
Okay.
And just an average guy, didn't have any manufacturing experience, never made anything really. He actually owned video stores.
Oh, really?
But him and his buddies were shooters, and they were just getting upset at the expense of firearms. And this was 30 years ago, back in the 80s.
Right.
And the gentleman said, I think I'm going to make a gun that the average working guy can afford, and not miss a car payment or a house payment. And
be able to defend himself and his family.
Right. Yep. And be a reliable, affordable, American-made product. And by God, he did it. He come up with a 9mm. It was big, heavy, and ugly.
A big brick. Yeah.
Yeah. Not too different than our guns of today. I mean, we're proud of our ugly guns, but they're a blowback operated gun, so they have to have some weight in the slide to allow them to work. And but the one thing about them is they have a fixed barrel, and they're extremely reliable. The 9mm C9 is our most popular model. It sells for around $200.
Wow.
And the barrel is 4140 alloy steel. We were one of the very first manufacturers in the U.S. to offer a polymer frame.
Mm-hmm.
So technology-wise, the guns are up to snuff.
To today's technology.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they're just, we don't have race cars running around the track with our name on it and big celebrities telling you how great they are. And that's one of the ways we keep the cost down. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because those people cost money.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you said you like the rifles, and the pistols were around for about 10 or 11 years before the rifles were manufactured.
Oh, okay.
The rifles came out around 95, around the Brady Bill time.
Right.
That's why they came out with a 10-round magazine, not a high-capacity magazine.
Sure.
The magazines are proprietary, so they interchange. Our 40 and 45 pistol and rifle magazines are the same one.
Okay.
So, the preppers
Convenient.
like that side because they have one magazine for two guns.
Yeah.
And again, the pistol caliber rifles are becoming more and more popular.
Yes.
Yep.
In the last couple of years, they're, the demand is really going up for those.
Yes, they have. And people are becoming more aware that they're extremely accurate, and they can buy a rifle that uses the same ammunition that they have to already have.
Right. Yeah.
Many people have found that the ammunition's much more affordable as well. So it's a more affordable gun and more affordable ammunition.
Yeah, pistol ammunition tends to be
Equals
more
more
affordable than rifle.
Gives you more trigger
ammunition.
time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. More fun time.
Yeah.
That's right.
And for
That's
less
right.
money.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. And for the first, 15 years or 18 years of the company, all we offered was black. It was the Henry Ford model. We've got black, black, and black. Which color do you want?
Which one would you like?
Right.
Yeah.
And since then, we've added a hydro dipping tank, and we dip our own guns now in various camo
Yeah,
patterns.
I was noticing that over there. You got some nice patterns going on.
And with many states allowing people to use 45s and 40 caliber to actually hunt with, now you have a camo gun that you can actually go out and hunt with.
Right. Yeah. And plus, it gives it that little extra, level of coolness or
right.
People like to personalize their stuff nowadays.
Absolutely. And we found that the consumer that would buy a camo gun isn't necessarily the same person that would buy an all black gun.
Right.
So a different taste for everybody.
That's right.
Yep.
What was that TV show? Different strokes for different folks.
That's right. That's right. It's alive and well in the gun business.
Right.
That's for
sure. Let's go back to the history, to the gentleman that started the company. What was his name?
His name was Tom Deeb.
Okay, is he still around?
Actually, Tom passed away a couple years ago.
Okay.
He retired, and after he retired, he passed away. The company was in process of being sold to the gentleman that was his partner in the machine shop side.
Okay.
And now Mike Strassel owns the company. So,
it's
going forward.
Another original guy that
correct.
that started it up.
Yep.
What's his vision for High Point?
Well, I think to continue to offer an affordable American-made product.
It's going to keep the prices low and the quality.
Absolutely.
Keep improving on the quality.
Keep improving on the manufacturing techniques. Mike just bought 9 new 5-axis CNC machines to do the barrels and
those
some
aren't
machining.
cheap.
No, they're not. They're absolutely not. And they're actually up and running right now. So he has the capacity to increase production. We've never been able to keep up with the demand, so we're going to try to catch up with the demand a little bit in the next couple of years.
Good. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. So let's hear you talk.
Well, Charlie's doing such a good job, so I'm just listening in on this.
He is. He's doing a great job.
Yes.
I think Charlie's done this one or two times.
I know. He's a pro. So one of the things that it's really important to High Point is to keep everything in-house as much as possible. That's how we keep our price down.
Where are you guys located first?
Mansfield, Ohio.
Ohio, okay.
Yeah.
You guys are just up the road. I'm in Tennessee, Nashville area.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. I like Nashville.
You should have me up and let me do a tour of your facilities.
Yeah, anytime. You're more than welcome.
I think we could do that.
Yeah.
We'll do a remote broadcast up there or something.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Take the show on the road.
Yeah, you should. That would be a whole new.
Don't you like the way I invite myself places?
On air, and now it's on tape.
Right?
That's right. Yeah. We're committed now.
So remember when you said I could come up?
Right. Let me play that back for you.
Yeah. It's posted on the interwebs, for the whole world to hear. So.
Right. Well, you're more than welcome to come up anytime.
Okay. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just want to kind of visually, while you're talking where you're at, I like to see where people are at.
Yeah, absolutely.
In my mind's eye.
Yeah, so they're located in Mansfield, Ohio. But like I was saying, one of the things that we really pride ourselves on is keeping most of our products, or the finalized product obviously made there, but most of our parts and pieces are sourced from Ohio if we can't do them ourselves.
Okay.
So we have that Ohio pride going on. But also, we offer that lifetime warranty. So that's such an added bonus for our consumers, because they just don't have to worry about that. They don't have to worry about their firearm being gone for months if it does need a repair. Although we do have one of the lowest rates in the industry too. So that's a perk. At that affordable price to get that added value.
Right. And how often do you get something back?
It's actually less than 2%. A lot of if I can go backwards and expand on something Kara said, that a lot of our customers don't realize that warranty is on used guns too. If you buy a used High Point,
you don't have to be the original owner.
No, and it's been sold 100 times and it doesn't perform the way you like it, you send it back to the factory and we fix it for free.
Tune it up.
We fix it for free.
Nice.
That's right. So and again, it's less than 2% of the guns ever made.
Yeah.
Ever come back.
Yeah, I would think that they would be very low amount. So I got a buddy who's got a YouTube channel. Eric, IVE8888.
Oh,
All right, veteran.
Yeah, we know Eric, sure.
Yeah, so he did one of the famous torture tests. For your High Points.
Yeah.
And it held up really well.
Yeah, actually, I think Eric was a High Point hater, as we call them at first.
Skeptic, maybe. Yeah. Maybe not a hater, maybe a skeptic.
He was bound determined to make that thing not work. And
he was very surprised.
He had to work really hard to get to the point where it wouldn't work. So,
right.
He is now a full believer in High Point, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And that is, we find that a lot, is that a lot of people who quote unquote hate on High Point many times have never even shot the firearm.
Right.
So then when they get the opportunity
they're just going on hearsay, what other people are saying.
And price. I mean, people naturally, levitate toward low price, low quality, and there's always exceptions to that rule. And High Point is certainly the exception in the firearms industry to that low price, low quality rule.
Yeah. So what's the weight on one of your handguns?
Our compact, well, we kind of use compact tongue-in-cheek. It's 29 ounces.
Okay.
So it's not really real. You got to be a big boy to conceal a High Point.
Right.
But it can be done. So we, like I said earlier, we're really proud of our big, heavy, ugly guns. But they're reliable. So and affordable. So.
But you really just have one version, or do you have two versions?
We have a small frame, which we call the compact, which is a 9 and 380. And then we have the large frame, which is a 40 and 45.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Very nice.
It's pretty large.
It's 36 ounces.
Okay.
But a lot of things that people don't understand is when you add weight to a firearm, it reduces the recoil. So even though they're a little heavy to carry.
And the fact that you guys have a fixed barrel, you don't get that rise as much
very
either.
True.
Right.
Very true.
With the I didn't realize that it was a fixed barrel. So
yeah.
I learned something today. No, I really need. I've never shot a High Point handgun. I haven't shot your handguns before. So
I need to do that.
Yeah,
I
would
glad
love
to do that.
Yeah,
absolutely. Now the carbines, I've shot your carbines before. Love your carbines.
Yeah, it's my favorite too.
Let's talk about the carbines now.
Tell them about the 380.
Sure.
You got a 380.
Yes, we
a
do.
380 carbine.
And his eyes go, huh? A 380 carbine?
380 carbine.
What the heck?
Yeah.
We get that reaction a lot.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Well, so
next question, why?
Yeah. We came out with the 380 carbine about a year ago, and with the mass amount of new shooters coming into the industry, many of them are getting a conceal and carry 380 firearm.
As a first gun.
Right.
Yeah.
So they might only own that one gun as a 380 ACP, introduction into the industry.
Yep.
So what happened is that we saw that, and we decided that some people might not want to mess around with different calibers if they're brand new in the industry. So we created the 380 carbine.
And again, like you said, the preppers and people that like to keep things consistent and don't want to have a bunch of variety of different stuff later on.
And if you're beginning your journey in the firearms business as a new gun owner, they're not like you and I who have stacks of different calibers laying around the place.
Right, yeah.
They have one caliber, and so they don't want to go to another caliber. They have a nice companion gun in a 380 rifle.
Yeah.
It's actually gone over exceptionally well.
Very cool. And that's out. That's available now?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's so easy to shoot. The recoil on it is practically non-existent.
Have you done any ballistics test as far as the 380 in a carbine?
It soups at 380 up 200 to 300 feet per second.
Nice.
And people are amazed when they roll it out at 100 yards that they're shooting a 380
so
at 100 yards.
So you're in a 380 at 100 yards.
Yeah, and they're running a
That's
pop can
cool.
out of sight with it. Yeah. Yeah.
That is cool. I like that.
It's a little different, a different flavor for the different person,
Yeah. Now, do you have threaded barrels on yours?
We do not have threaded barrels as of yet.
Okay.
We are trying to roll that out mid to late
because
summer.
suppressors are kind of the big thing now,
Right.
and especially with the HPA.
Yep.
On the docket. Hopefully that
Yep.
gets passed. It's going to be a suppressor crazed America.
The threaded barrels will be certainly a item that we will have once the HPA gets out and gets voted on for sure.
Nice. So that's in the works.
Yes, correct.
Okay. That was going to be my next question as far as, so what do you guys have new coming on the horizon for the consumers?
Well,
for me.
Right now it's pretty much status quo in the calibers that we have, the 389, 40, and 45 in both the handgun and the carbine.
Okay.
Don't really have any new calibers on the horizon.
Right.
Anything's a possibility. We are aware that the 10 millimeter is becoming more popular now that the 40 has kind of dropped off a little bit.
Yeah.
So there may be some attention on the high
Maybe in
point
the
side
10?
from a 10 millimeter.
10 millimeter, okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Not promising anything, but it's definitely
Could happen.
It's being looked at.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Now, your magazines, are they proprietary magazines?
Yes, they are.
For your carbines?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
And like Charlie said earlier, the 40 and the 45 are interchangeable between the pistol and the carbine.
Between those two? Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
And you guys do a 380, right? Is that 380 magazine compatible with the pistol and
No,
the
the 380 carbine mag is not compatible with the 380 pistol.
Okay. And your magazines, do you have the extended magazines now?
Yeah, we do offer a 20-round extended magazine
Nice.
through Red Ball Sports. They created that for us.
Okay, aftermarket thing?
Yeah, and it's for the 9mm carbine. And they're actually coming out with the 45 extended mag, which will also be 20 rounds, and that's coming out at the end of May.
Okay.
So something our consumers have
Talk
wanted.
about the features on your carbine, because I know you got some things on there that like the little spring on the butt pad kind of thing.
We do have a butt plate that is spring loaded. That helps with the recoil a little bit. However, until you get up into the 45, there's not a whole lot of recoil.
Right. Yeah.
Not
much anyway.
The carbines have a forward.
But this makes it even more smooth.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Much smoother.
Yes, it does. It's also a blowback fixed barrel design. They have last round lock open. The carbines have 2 internal drop safeties that are patented just for high points.
Okay.
The outside of the gun, it has a rail across the top where you can take the rear sight off, put a forward red dot, or put a variable scope on it to hunt with. And it also has a rail underneath the front part of the barrel where you can add a light laser or any other type
or
of
a handguard thingy.
Yeah,
Right.
correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vertical.
So they're very adaptable to the accessories that are out there in the marketplace.
Okay. Very cool. Anything else about the pistols or the carbines from High Point. We're going to switch to inland.
Okay, that's awesome.
We're going to go to inland now.
All right.
So give us a little background history on inland. It's the rich history. So.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, inland is very rich in history. Inland was owned by General Motors and located in Dayton, Ohio. And when the war effort of World War II came around, they switched their, they used to make tires and steering wheels at that factory, and other metal parts for cars of that time,
Right.
And GM switched their inland plant completely over to making war effort items, which included
very common. A lot of most companies did that in America.
Yep. And at the peak, inland manufacturing in Dayton, Ohio was making 4,000 M1 carbines per day.
Wow.
Over
4,000 a day.
Over a period of 5 years, they made over 4.5 million of the inland 30 caliber carbines for the war effort. There were about 9 manufacturers that made M1 carbines.
Yeah.
Rockola, Sears, Singer Sewing Machine Company.
Yeah.
U.S. Postal Meter.
I was going to say
Winchester.
there's a U.S. Postal. Yeah.
Yep.
Those are like real rare ones.
Yeah, they're like dinosaur teeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
But inland made the most of the firearms, and they were the only ones that made the paratrooper model with the folding stock.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those are real hard to find.
Yeah. So anyway, inland of that day joined the war effort for several years, and then once the war was over, they went back to building automotive parts. GM owned that name for about 40 years after that, and then let the inland name go dormant. So on the firearm side.
Sure.
And then Ron Norton, who owns inland now, is located in Dayton, Ohio. He's more of a firearms historian, so he's very, very particular and makes sure that the guns are historically correct, and that they work really well.
So he hasn't changed the design since the original?
No, the original guns that he designed were off the original designs of inland, and fortunately a lot of people gave us a lot of input because we're located in Dayton, Ohio.
Sure.
A lot of people came and said, here's my, back then they didn't have computers. They wrote everything down in a logbook or a journal.
Right.
Well, it was amazing how many people offered their uncle or their grandfather's journal to Ron to look at, and all the, they had
that's cool.
drawings and notes and all kinds of stuff. It was a real trip back in history,
Yeah.
And so, there was a lot of battlefield changes and improvements that happened to the inland carbine. And we bought several of the early models and several of the old models and determined what had been changed to improve the efficiency. So our guns are built more like the older models that were, adapted in the battlefield and the changes made. So they're the ones that run really well.
So after the improvements were made, that's the one that they
now
stuck
with. Just to go backwards a little bit, these are all new guns. 100% brand new U.S.-made parts, no surplus parts in the inland firearms.
Okay.
But they look like the old ones, and also the parts will also interchange. They're a match sponsor, Camp
So
Perry.
if you've got an old one, the new parts will fit
correct.
in the old
if you have a broken bolt or whatever, it's the same parts.
That's cool.
Yep.
So is that so if somebody had one of the old ones and they sent it to you, is that still covered under the warranty?
We don't go back that far.
Yeah.
No, but Ron would probably offer them a couple new guns for the
old one.
Maybe,
It's just like, let me give you a couple of these and I'll keep this.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, we have a lot of old veterans that call us and talk about their experience with the M1 carbines. And
right.
If you go to the website inland-mfg.com, we've got some great old war propaganda films on there.
Oh, cool.
One's about 4 minutes long, and it's a really cool film. I mean, at the end, you want to run up and down the street waving an American flag.
I'll bet.
It's a great.
And are they still in the original factory?
No, actually, the inland was, as I said, part of GM, and once they converted back to automotive, they stopped building any firearms parts out of that factory.
Do you know if that factory is still functioning?
Actually, they used one of the 3 original Wright brother hangars to build the firearms in.
Oh, that's
cool.
I
think they actually just either took down or disassembled the last place
where
they
really?
were. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I think they're going to reassemble it somewhere for historical purposes.
Yeah, I think I heard the Air Force Base in Dayton is where they were going to put it back up, but it was on Wright Brothers.
Right.
Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
Now, Ron is located, the new inland is located about 3.5 miles from the original factory.
Okay, so
it's not too far. Yeah.
Well, that would be a great kind of a promotional thing for you guys if they did rebuild that place and, and put it back up.
Yeah, our logo is actually designed from the original shape of the building. So we kind of have really tried to keep those historical ties throughout our logo, throughout our branding, and whole of the company, you know, to keep that connection there, because like Charlie said, Ron is a historian to begin with, you know, and a firearms enthusiast, so that's kind of how he got into this.
That's cool. Now, is that the only thing that Inland does, is the M1?
Well, they do several different configurations of the original M1. They offer a 1944 model without the bayonet lug, 1945 model with the bayonet lug. The one without the bayonet lug is legal in some of the restricted states.
Okay.
And then there's a couple variants that Ron has done. He's done a T30, which has a 2.5 power original style sniper scope on it. The T30 with the original style clamp-on muzzle brake, comes with a scope. Yep, Weaver style rings like the original, so that, you know, they're turn-in rings like a Weaver style ring.
Yeah.
That's kind of the latest model that he brought out, and then he has a couple Scout models with, you know, where he could mount a Ford red dot on it and that type of thing. And then also, Inland never made 1911s, but we have a 1911 out.
Oh, really?
And a 1911 A1, like the original gun. No fancy trigger, no fancy sights, no fancy hammer. It's what you got when you signed the dotted line in the 1950s.
Straight to business.
Exactly. Yep. And then we also have a custom carry gun that has the Novak sights and the ergo grips on it, flared mag well, and, you know, it's prettier.
How recent is that?
Both of those guns were rolled out about 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago, so still fairly new.
Yep.
Pretty well received.
And also American-made product. It's all American-made.
All American-made.
Yep.
Very good.
There is a plethora of non-American-made 1911s out there.
Sure.
Ours is not one of them.
Nice. I'll have to check it out. I've not. I wasn't familiar with the Inland 1911.
Yeah, one of the back to the 1911. We actually have a pre-70 series 1911 that, you know, a lot of people call and say, you know, they talk about the 80 series versus the 70 series in the 1911, and some people have a large preference for the 70 series.
Yeah.
And we actually have just introduced a 70 series 1911 out.
Cool.
And it's American made. So
very nice.
It's been a fun journey on the inland side.
So do they have the paratrooper version of the?
Yes, they sure do.
So you got a paratrooper? Yeah.
Actually, here at the show yesterday, we had a gentleman stop in.
I'm looking over there to see.
We've got the Jeep.
Their booth is just right over here.
Yesterday, we had a gentleman stop in that was in the first wave of the D-Day invasion.
Oh, really?
Yes, and he stopped in and he was telling us stories about his Inland M1, and I think he was in his 90s. So it was it was an interesting talk with him. I'm trying to remember his name right now, but I just can't remember it. Anyway, George Kranowski from Gettysburg.
George Kranowski.
Kranowski, yes.
From Gettysburg.
Yes.
No less.
There's a picture of him standing in front of the Inland Jeep
holding
the
awesome.
Inland M1. And he's got a big smile on his face.
Yeah, he does.
So
bring back memories there.
That's right. That's right.
It was a cool experience.
You know, that's
now you were telling me that there's a big historical commemorative thing coming up for World War II, right?
Yes, there's a reenactment of the D-Day invasion that's in Conneaut, Ohio, which is in northeastern Ohio on Lake Erie.
Okay.
And they get several thousand people that are participants as, you know, soldiers in that invasion.
Okay.
And that's a yearly event, and I believe it's in August.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's called the D-Day Invasion. Check it out. It's pretty cool. They roll out the red carpet.
Do you know when that is?
I believe it's in August, but I'm not sure what date.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to see a lot more of World War II historic battle reenactments and stuff and movies coming up because it is the 75th anniversary of a lot of the battles. So we're going to see that more and more. We've seen that interest, you know, grow because of that 75th anniversary.
Because of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Hollywood's good for something every now and again, I guess.
Right.
Huh?
That's right.
Yeah, and the gamers. A lot of the gamers actually use the
M1
carbine.
Right. The Call of Duties and
Yep.
those guys. What's the other one that's out? I can't remember what it's called.
I'm not much of a gamer.
Battlefield.
Yeah.
Battlefield.
It's amazing to see these young kids come up. Can I touch
and
the
they
gun?
know, they know what these guns are.
Yeah,
it's
they've
like,
never really held
one,
one, but they know how. They know the manual arms. They
in
know
their
how
mind, they've held it though.
Yeah,
that's right.
A lot.
Yeah.
So that's one of the good things about coming to the NRA every year is meeting the people and hearing the stories and really getting down to the grassroots.
Yeah.
Because being in the business, we deal a lot with the dealers and the manufacturers and the distributors, but we don't get to talk to the consumers a whole lot. And the NRA bridges that gap for us, and it's always a wonderful experience.
Absolutely.
A lot of work goes into the NRA show.
It is jumping today.
Yes, it is.
It's day 2 of the NRA annual meeting here at the Eagle Imports booth, and it's already doubled, I think, from yesterday that I see, and it's early. They just opened the doors, so I'm sure by this afternoon.
Oh, it'll be crushed. The only safe place to be will be in the booth.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Sanctuary.
That's right, that's right.
So if you guys don't mind, I'd like to come over there and get some selfies with you guys and the products.
That'd be wonderful.
So we can post it to our social medias.
That'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
Very great.
Very good, Marty.
So your websites, real quick, for both High Point and Inland, and your social medias and all that, where people can go and keep up with you guys. And
Sure. Well, they can find High Point on Facebook under High Point Firearms, and then their website is highpointfirearms.com.
Okay.
And you can find out all of our information about all of our products there. And then for Inland, it's inland-mfg.com.
Okay.
And you can find out, again, all of our information about all of our products. It even has mention of one of our new products for Inland, which is a suppressor.
Whoa. What's back? We're not done yet. So suppressor, okay.
Yeah, it's called the PM22, and it's very innovative. The suppressor is a monocore polymer 22 rimfire suppressor.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's so incredibly light. And
3.2 ounces.
Yeah, 3.2 ounces.
It's a 22 rimfire suppressor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So your Inlands come in 22?
Inland does not make any 22s, but we're certainly getting into the suppressor business.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the first of many, hopefully.
So I was picturing one of your M1s,
right,
with a can on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That'd have to be a 30 caliber can, but,
sure.
But we do offer some models that are threaded, so that's certainly possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
would make sense if you made your own.
I know.
Yeah, that's right. Well, as we all know, most suppressors have baffles in them, right?
Yes.
That are kind of difficult to take out and put back in right and all that type of thing. Mm-hmm. And Ron has been making suppressors since he was in the military.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
And the PM22 has a polymer monocore. It's all one piece, and it's polymer, and it's a replaceable baffle system. And it's all one piece.
So it's meant to wear out and be replaced.
Yeah, we've got one with over 10,022 rimfire rounds to it, and there's no change in the decibel level yet.
Okay.
So it is very long term, but it is replaceable. If you have a baffle strike,
sure,
or something like that, or the dog gets a hold of it,
right, or drop it in the wrong cleaning solution.
Yeah, replace the baffle for $29.95.
Okay.
And it has a retail price of $189.
$189.
Yes.
Even better.
That's right.
So is that available, or that's coming?
That is available.
That is available now,
okay.
And we are preparing for the HPA to go forward and go through, and when that does,
cross your fingers.
Yeah, buddy.
Cross your fingers.
We will be.
But again, as we're encouraging everyone, go ahead and put your order in now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pay the tax stamp now.
Right.
If it passes, there's something written in there that they're going to refund that tax stamp back to the consumer.
Yep.
Don't quote me on that. Do your research, lead heads. I'm not an attorney, so.
And suppressors are ultra fun.
But you're gonna wish that you had gone ahead and gotten in line, because once it passes, it's going to be too late.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to.
It'll be hard to get one for a while, for sure.
Right.
Yep.
No doubt. Well, cool. You saved that little golden nugget for last. Yeah, look at you go.
Yeah, one other thing that we have as well as the suppressor is called DB foam. And this
DB foam.
Yeah, DB foam, and it's a suppressor foam. Okay, I know, doesn't make sense, but it's brand new. Ron's been working for about 3 years to come up with this. It is a proprietary foam to Inland, and what it does is you can put it in any can. So you can put it in any suppressor. It will work. It doesn't interfere with accuracy, anything like that. It will reduce the decibels by 3 to 5 in any can. And it really gets
like
rid
putting
of
water in one.
Well, and it also eliminates that first couple round crack until all the oxygen's out of the suppressor.
Yeah.
And as Kara was saying, it has some unique properties. It's water soluble, but it has rust inhibitors, and it'll keep your can from galding onto the threads.
Okay.
Which happens quite often.
Huh.
Yeah, and it can actually, you can even store the foam in the can, and it will hold its properties, so it won't leak out, like you said, like water. You know, you can't put water and store a can with like that. So,
right. Yeah.
So it's storable, and you can use it for about 30 shots, you know, or more. But obviously, the more you use it, the less it's going to hold that property.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to come check that out too. It's pretty cool. It's very innovative. Very innovative.
Yeah. Is that out? Is that available?
Yeah, it is. You can buy that in a 4-ounce can or a 16-ounce can.
DB foam.
DB foam.
DB foam.
DB. Decibel.
Decibel. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to what the acronym. Decibel something, but
Yeah.
Okay, just DB for decibel.
DB foam.
Very good. And is this available on your website? They can go get this, or do you have retailers?
It is now available on our website, and we do have distributors that have it in stock, and it's filtering down to the retailers right now.
Okay.
There's several online.
What's the price on that?
The 4-ounce can is $19.95, and the 16-ounce can is $29.95.
And one of those will last you for a little bit?
Oh, a long time.
Yeah, it's like a 1-second burst to fill up our can.
Yep. Just like that. Okay.
Yep.
You're 22.
Yeah, but it can go in any can.
Yep.
It can go in
for
any can.
$189, is that what you said?
Yep.
Is that MSRP?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And that's a package. It comes in a hard case with a can of 4-ounce foam and the suppressor for $189.
That's a great deal.
It's a really nice package.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is really cool. So what's the length on that?
It's about 5.5 to 6 inches long.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not bad at all.
And it's about a 1-inch tube, so it conforms to the 22 barrels nicely. You know, it's not too ugly when you screw it on. You know. So.
Can you shoot a Magnum through that?
Absolutely. Yeah. It'll handle all 22s and 17s and that type of thing. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yep.
Well, guys, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time.
Charlie, Kara.
Thank you very much.
Did I get it right, Kara?
Yeah, you got it right.
I didn't even have to look.
I know, good job.
But I had to go down and check myself. So. Guys, make sure you check them out. Inland-MFG.
Yes.com.
And then, of course,
highpointfirearms.com.
Highpointfirearms.com.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to go over here and get some hands-on.
Awesome.
Guys, we'll be back with more interviews.
Perfect.
All right. Mic check 1, mic check 2.
Mic check 2. Are we good? Mic check 3.
Yep. You got to get a little closer to it.
How about this?
You hear yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're doing good.
You didn't give us a little pop screen. You see that?
I'll do who?
I'm gonna pop.
That's what you got. That's what this is for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know all this stuff.
One.
I'm trying to act like I know what I'm talking about.
I didn't have a condom to go over this one.
That's kind of turning me on. Is that bad?
Is that wrong?
It's kind of weird sitting here for half hour, however long it is, with a phallic symbol stuffed right in my mouth.
A big black one, too, with that.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a great time.
I'm having a great time.
I'm feeling pretty happy.
All right, lead heads, welcome back to the Talking Lead Show. This is our coverage of the 2017 National Rifle Association annual meeting, or NRA annual meeting, or NRAAM.
NRAAM. Yeah.
NRAAM. Is that
or Bubba Fest.
Bubba Fest, as the leftist media would have it. Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of whistling gophers over here. You know what that is? How much that gopher?
I haven't heard that before. That's a good
Me
one.
either. I like it. May steal that one.
So we are graciously being hosted here at day 3 at the High Threat Concealment booth. So big shout out to those guys. Make sure you go visit their social medias and everywhere. It's just under High Threat Concealment, and you'll find it. So the voice you hear to my left, as you're listening to us driving down the road, it's our buddy Tim from the Military Arms Channel. Welcome back, buddy.
How you doing, Marty?
Doing great.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, we don't have to shake hands.
I know, because I'm used to being in front of camera.
If you want to do some social live, you can do that too. Whatever you want to do. There's been people that have been doing it. So. And then we've got a first-timer, a virgin to the show.
Be gentle.
Daryl Morrow.
Yes, sir.
Did I say that right?
Yep.
Is it Morrow or Moreau?
Well, if you're a solicitor, it's Darrell Moreau. But if you're a
Darrell?
friend, yeah.
Darrell, Vice President of Vertex.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having us on HTC for hosting it.
Yeah, absolutely. And our listeners are no strangers to Vertex. We've been talking a little bit about Vertex the last few months. We attended a training course, CAA Tactical Hartman Optics, down in Florida, and it's called training the IDF way. And we learned how to do a little IDF, Israeli Defense Forces, tactics and maneuvers. It's pretty cool. Down at Altair in Florida. Have you heard of that place?
No,
Tim?
but I'm familiar with the Israeli methods.
Oh, yes, you are. Yeah, you are very familiar with that. Have you ever met Mikey Hartman?
Yes, absolutely.
You know
Great
Mikey.
guy. Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
Great guy.
Yeah, you were at the Big Three when he was down there.
Yeah, I've met him many times.
Many times, yeah. He's a great guy.
He
Love
is.
Mikey to death. He's my boy, Blue. So how's the show been for you guys so far, Tim? You've probably been walking around quite a bit, huh?
I haven't, man. It seems like I did a couple of booth appearances, and then you try to walk around, but the hard part is you kind of get inundated with fans stopping you and wanting to chat, and I can't resist the opportunity, so we get engaged in half-hour conversations. I take another 10 steps to get engaged in a half-hour conversation.
You've seen a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here. So Friday was pretty easy going, right? A lot of people at work. It's about half the population, and then you get to Saturday, and holy cow, man!
Ooh, they
it's
come
a full
out of
house.
the woodworks.
Yeah,
right.
Yep. It's full house.
And today I'm expecting probably about the same, or if not, maybe a few, a little less.
Yeah, we get a little late start, right? 10 a.m.
Yeah, and, Sunday, a little Sunday late start.
Yeah, we're in
early
the Bible
close.
Belt. People are going to be at church. You'll probably get here around noon.
Yeah, noon to 2 is going to be pretty jammed up, and then after that, it usually lulls down.
You got your bargain hunters today. Like you said, the gophers, the gopher whistle.
Whistling gophers.
I love that. What's that gopher? Will you take half? So, Daryl.
Sir.
Vertex. Give us a little history of your company, a little background.
All right, so we are part of a company called Fetchheimer Brothers. Don't ask me to spell that, but it's actually our 175th year in business. So we're the largest and oldest uniform manufacturer in the U.S. We actually made uniforms for the North and the South during Civil War.
Really?
Under the Fetchheimer brand. And then so we have another brand called Flying Cross, which we make the Marine Corps dress blues, Naval dress blues, about a third of all public safety uniforms. And then Vertex started through a collaborative effort between us, an elite federal agency, and an elite design team. And so
whatever you're more comfortable.
Yeah, that's
doing.
better. I'm leaning. I'm hunched over, and I'm fat, and
my abs cramped up yesterday because I was like leaned over the whole day, kind of like that.
So then,
I was like, screw that, I'm picking this up.
Started out with one pair of pants back in 2009. That's what launched the Vertex brand, and then from there we've added shirts, jackets. But then a big addition has been the low-profile stuff that we've done as far as our bags. So we make by far, I think, the widest line and most effective low-profile carry bags on the market.
The bag that I was describing to you that we got at the IDF thing, do you know which one I'm talking about?
I think it was probably one of the. Was it like a single strap messenger bag?
It wasn't a messenger bag. It had zippers, and it wasn't a flap open like that. It was kind of this size.
About the size of a SLR camera bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the satchel.
The satchel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing is awesome.
Yeah.
It's got, I don't know how many different compartments in that thing for the size of it. I use it as my gym bag when I go to the gym because I get my workout clothes, my shoes, my straps, and I get my BCAAs in there too.
Yeah.
And then there's other pockets where I can put my wallet, my keys, everything else.
The whole thing about our bags.
And then there's a place for your gun.
Exactly. Whenever we looked at the bag market and where to expand, because we hadn't been making anything other than apparel, there was white space in carry bags because inherently there was a few errors or flaws in currently what was on the market. Number one is it looked like a carry bag, it had Molly on it, was desert tan or olive green. Or number two, it was an afterthought to get to your gun. It's like, yeah, you can put a gun in there, kind of, wink, wink. But so we built it around number one being have a rapid access to your firearm, and then number two, not to look like a traditional carry bag.
Fit in the urban everyday.
Yeah, if you put our bags in a luggage store, they'd fit right in.
Yeah,
but they're built 100% for deploying a firearm.
Yeah, and that color is a gray. I don't know what color you call your gray, but
yeah, gray.
It's nice. It goes with everything. It matches all my attire. It's kind of like that, but a little lighter.
Yeah, it's a smoke gray.
Yeah.
So just
disruptive wolf smoke gray. There, I think we covered them all.
It's
right?
actually the color of his hat.
Yeah,
it's my new NRA Life member hat.
Oh, I like that, man. That's beautiful. Beautimus. Oh, we got another chair. All right.
But then, so we started that, launched 5 bags, and then from there expanded the line, gotten into stuff like garment bags, so you can deploy SBR. So mean, if you think about training times, I'm a cop. I was a reserve officer in Louisiana for 4 years. Never did anything cool, but going through firearms training, they wanted us to draw and fire an aim shot in 2 seconds or less from the holster in uniform. And with our bags, on our pistol bags, you can do that all day long. I mean, I can consistently do it, and I don't mean to tell you guys this, but I'm a ninja. If you
You're a ninja?
I'm a ninja.
So that explains those little boots you have on with the one toe.
Yeah.
It's isolate. Yeah.
Right.
The ninja boots.
No, but I consistently under 1.5 second draw and fire.
Can you do the ninja cock?
Hey.
You know what the ninja cock is?
No.
I'm scared to ask.
Where they rack the Glock by.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
No.
That's the ninja cock.
That's not my. I need to start practicing, but no, not yet.
I saw that on YouTube and I went and tried it and I put myself in the emergency room.
Did you really?
No.
It's like threw my elbow out of socket trying to do it.
Well, I mean, if it was going up and down that way, maybe.
Maybe that way.
I've got better practice in doing that. So that's what happened, and then we've been adopted through several.
So since the Civil War, you guys have been.
Yeah.
So, which side did you guys prefer, north or south?
Well, I'm from Louisiana.
Okay.
So, no.
They probably made
we'll
both
just move on
sides
from that
they?
one. Yeah.
No, we're right. So we're in Cincinnati. We're right on the Mason-Dixon. So they would come over from Kentucky and come down. So
you made blue and gray.
yeah.
Yeah, did them both.
Yep. So I don't think we had a preference back then. And it's just been a kind of wild ride. So whenever I took over, it was very much a niche product that nobody knew about. And so we got, we were in with some, cool guys, FBI, stuff like that, all the alphabet soups. But then now we've been able to go a lot more mainstream. And what we're doing now, we spent the last 18 months meeting with end users across the U.S. from different, walks of life. And we've developed several new products that we've just launched here at the show. 2 new pants, one pant that's going to be a stretch tactical pant that's going to have, as many pockets as you want. I lost my phone in them 3 times yesterday. and then more low profile everyday pant, but it's built for carrying guns, ammo, magazines. Because what's happened is the gray man or the low profile look is what's becoming more and more popular because people don't want to look like tactical.
They don't stand out. Yeah.
And you get all these sofa seals and guys that want to look cool but they're not. And
Hey, that's enough. I mean, you're just driving this home too much. That's me.
You're describing Tim to a T.
Jeez,
Come on,
man. I even have my knee pads on right now. Come on.
Well,
you hurt his feeling.
I'm sorry.
Do you really?
Not really.
No, man. I'm
You
wearing
do
blue
not.
jeans. I'm just messing.
So the community has gravitated towards much more outdoor brands, Patagonia, Cool, North Face, but those companies are never going to build a pant, for what.
Did you say cool?
It'd be a whole lot cooler if you did.
K-U-H-L, cool.
But so that's an outdoor company. They make a great product, but they're not concerned about guns and knives and stuff like that because it just doesn't fit their DNA.
Yeah.
And so that's where we're going as far as a brand is Vert comes from covert, from the Vertex, and then X was a nod to our design team.
Is a what?
Was a nod to our design team.
Tex?
Yeah, the X. So
Vert, the X. Okay.
Yeah, Vertex.
Gotcha.
So that's the main channel we're going is the lower profile stuff, and then on the other end we
covert
do
design.
Yeah, but then we do the full battle rattle door kicker stuff. So we make combat uniforms for a federal agency for their specialized unit, and so been successful in playing in both sandboxes.
Cool. Very good. So you said the new products that you got right now, do you guys have anything outside the bags and the shirts and the pants? Are you doing shoes or anything like that?
No, and we
hats?
No, yeah, we do hats.
You doing hats?
But I mean, so we're owned by Berkshire. We've been owned by Berkshire since '86. So we have the
Berkshire.
Berkshire Hathaway.
Oh, okay.
So we have the
Berkshire.
Yeah, Berkshire. We have the luxury of being able to, if we want to do something, have immediate funding. But we don't want to just be a Me Too brand. Like some companies come in and they're like, okay, we're gonna come out with boots and knives and hats and T-shirts and Q-tips and toilet plungers and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
You're a mile wide, but an inch deep. And we don't. So when we do something, we want to really focus in on what our customer base wants and needs and create something new. We're always looking for white space. We don't want to, be a Me Too company at all.
Yeah.
So we've got some other stuff coming out. That's going to be really great for the concealed carry market at the beginning of next year. So
details?
So
don't leave us hanging like that, man. Come on, give us a hint or something.
We're working on several shirt designs that are going to
inside carry, kind of with the shirt,
appendix carry inside the waistband, all that good stuff. That's going to allow the end user to wear a shirt that's very comfortable, but also have some protection from everybody's stippling their guns, and the guns that are coming out now have a much more aggressive, grips and stuff like that.
Stipple.
Yeah. And if you're carrying inside the waistband, it can rub you raw. And if you're a fat guy like me, you start pressing up against that, and it's just not the funnest thing to wear. So, got some designs that are going to help alleviate that, but still, cover your gun.
Cool.
And then also starting to work more on women's stuff. That's been one area where we're.
You do children's clothing?
Well, we do have sponsored
the tactical kid.
Yeah, well, we sponsor Nubs. I don't know if y'all have
Nubs.
Hunter Kale, the no-handed shooter. I don't know if he's kid size, so we have to special make his stuff. Buddy? He's a trip.
Hey, baby. Adam Peeney in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
But
what's been going on? Sit down, mic up with us. Oh,
he's too important.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Adam Peeney now.
Okay.
It's a big fun for us. We just get to go around, talk to our friends, do awesome interviews with beautiful people like this guy.
Oh, look out. We're getting inundated.
Oh, God, the Kraken himself.
Jim Irwin, the Kraken. What's up, buddy? Sit down, join us.
Is it bad that I enjoy that?
Sit down, join us. Join in.
I don't bomb Daryl.
Oh, it's all good.
Hell yeah.
We can go way back.
So, Hunter Kale, we were talking.
No, so Hunter's like 5'4", 125 pounds soaking wet, so we have to special make his stuff. But no kids clothes. We are doing some more female stuff, and then we're expanding our product line quite a bit. We've definitely come a long way since I've started with
since the Civil War.
Yeah.
They've been around since the Civil War. Did you know that?
Yeah, that wool, it's still going.
Wool's kind of popular, isn't it? So, Tim.
Yes.
What's new and exciting with the Military Arms Channel? What do you guys got in store for us?
It's the same old, man. We're just always playing around trying to find new stuff to take out to the range and break.
Yeah.
It's springtime now, so we're back to our gauntlet tests.
Okay.
And pretty much all major gun manufacturers are in cringe mode right now, hunkering down, wait to see how their handgun performs.
Right.
So that's.
So who you got in the pipeline to test?
You know what? I think Monday I'm going to release the Beretta M9A1 video, and I'm going to release it on Monday because I'll be out of the show by then.
Okay.
Because I don't want Beretta coming after me and trying to kill me. So
it went that well, huh?
Yeah. You know what?
It did okay.
Great. I don't want to give away the whole story, but it did average, I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then what do you got after that?
You know what? I have a whole list of stuff.
What are you excited? What's got you excited to test coming up?
Well, I think the P10C is what everybody's asking the most about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do that. We're going to do the CZ handguns, CZ75s, PO9, PO7. We probably will throw a 1911 in the mix, the only non-9mm.
Yeah.
Because a lot of questions about that handgun in particular. So I'm actually kind of curious myself.
Okay.
So, yeah. And, it's fun. It's a reason for me to go out and play with the mosquitoes and get covered in mud.
What's a typical test that y'all run? How many rounds?
So we'll put 10 rounds in the magazine. We'll run. We'll start off with just a dunk in water. Then we'll go to sand, clean it off. Go to dirt, clean it off. Then go to mud.
Gotcha.
And basically all we're doing is we call it the gauntlet afterwards, right? So the first one we call the elementals test. And we load the weapon up, put it around in the chamber, full magazine inserted, so it's not like the slides back. Nothing can really get into the gun other than what seeps in through the sides, any openings. And we simply lay the handguns left and right side in each one of the elements. So lay it in the sand, lay it on its left side, lay it on its right side, and pull up and fire it. When we came up with the test, we fully expected every single handgun to pass at least that much.
Right.
You'd be surprised how many handguns struggle with that.
Wow.
So mud, I expect, but it's basically trying to simulate what happens if you drop your handgun in the sand, what happens if you drop your handgun in the dirt. We're not stomping it into the ground, we're not doing anything crazy. We're just simply laying it on both sides in the elements and then trying to fire it.
Do you do like temperature tests, like cold, hot, kind of?
No,
kind of stuff.
We stopped in the fall. I live up in Northwest Indiana, and it gets pretty darn cold up there. We stopped in the winter because we didn't want people saying, oh, well, this handgun did good because it was warm out and this one did bad, or vice versa because it was cold. So we try to keep it somewhat fair, and we keep everything in like little Tupperware bins, so it's the exact same elements every single time. And the fans get a big kick out of it. They really love it. We're trying to roll that out.
People
maybe
like
for
seeing
rifles
things
this year.
get destroyed for some reason, or broke.
on that front,
it's like NASCAR. I want to see a wreck.
Yeah, they're just sitting there waiting to see a wreck. They don't care who wins.
Exactly.
They just want to see whose car gets destroyed.
To see your gun fall apart.
It's funny too. Is I did spend a couple years up in Alaska. I spent a couple years up in Alaska, running and gunning a little bit up there, and I found that guns don't really like to perform when it's super cold out, but neither do the people running them.
Right. It's hard for the operator
30
to even
below zero trying to like get hot on a pistol. Like,
right.
Make sure you're not using lube or using some sort of graphite, because I don't care how good your gun is, shit freezes. Like,
right.
You have the best thing on earth. It's not going to run, and your hands aren't working anyway.
So what do you got coming up, buddy?
Oh,
Jim Irwin, ladies and gentlemen, the Kraken.
Quite a bit. I've been doing a lot with my veterans organization, Veteran Sportsman Alliance, taking out wounded veterans on hunts and fishing trips, and just getting them out, into the outdoors.
Right on.
And living again. I started doing a lot more firearms training. I'm actually heading out into Tennessee to do some stuff for a couple days mid next month.
You gonna come see me?
Yeah.
Where you at? I'll come see you.
I'm gonna be down in Nashville. So
okay, I'm right there.
I'll be taking out some country music people and a band out shooting.
Can you say who?
Probably not.
Okay.
Actually, no.
Tell me off air.
Yeah, I'll tell you off. So I've been doing that, slowing down on my protection stuff, and like I said, doing a lot more hunting, a lot more firearms training, and trying to stay home a little bit more than I have in the last 20 years.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, so started up a website, KrakenUltimates.com, so you can check out putting up my imagery and stuff for my brand sponsorships, and then some of my training. Patches, hats, some of the
swag,
some swag here and there.
So
you can get on Team Kraken if you want.
There you go.
Yeah, man, just trying to.
I'm on Team Kraken.
Represent my brands and continue doing things I enjoy doing, and like I said, a lot more hunting, a lot more teaching, and a lot less
You
travel.
got any awesome hunts coming up that you can talk about?
I've just put down a down payment on one for South Africa for next year. So
that
was gonna be six animals. Depends on how much money I can save by then to see which animals I'm actually going to hunt.
It's expensive
Some of those
real quick.
are not cheap.
All depending on the capital that you get between now and then.
Yeah, so we'll do that, and then I'm bringing my videographer along too, so we'll film it. The first week I'm there will be for my brand, the Kraken brand, and then the second week I'm a personality on a hunting show that you probably know of, called Prime Revolution.
Plug it, man.
So I'm Prime Revolution on the Sportsman's Channel.
Awesome.
So we're actually going to film. The second week we'll be filming for the show on that hunt too, and I just had one air last Tuesday on a coyote hunt we were doing. So
nice.
It was a good time.
Have you done any thermal nighttime hunting?
I have not. I don't know if you know this, but I'm afraid of the dark.
Well, that's why you use thermal.
Have you?
You operate in the dark.
Being with Leupold, have you used their little LTO tracker?
LTO, I have.
Yeah.
Messed with that a little bit a couple months ago, right after SHOT Show. Actually, I messed with it a little bit. Still waiting to get my own, so I've been playing with a different.
You don't have one? I have one. That's.
Now he's just rubbing it in.
Daryl's got status. I'm not. I beg.
You beg. You ain't afraid to ask.
I ain't afraid. I'm scared.
You don't get in unless you ask for it, right?
Right.
It's free for me, baby. Right. No, but
so I just got back on from a hunt in Texas. It was in the Waco, Austin area. Good buddy of mine, Nick Atkinson. He's on the Cobalt Kinetics 3-gun team also.
Yeah, I'm good friends with Nick too.
Yeah, started a new channel called Beastmaster Hunting.
Yeah, he's at war with some squirrels right now.
Oh, he's killing the hell out of some squirrels. But we went and did a nighttime hunt where we were hunting hogs and coyotes and bobcats. And
I'd like to do that. Just
suppressors and thermal, man. It's the way to go.
Isn't real up in the Sierra Nevada mountains. There's not a whole lot of that stuff going on. Like if I can get down in Texas, some of those boys.
You can't do that everywhere. It depends on where you're at.
I tell you what, Texas is the place to hunt.
It is.
They have everything.
It's like open season year round on hogs out there.
And there's this horse-sized animal called a nilgai.
Coyotes.
If you haven't shot one, shoot it and eat it. It's the most delicious varmint. It's called a nilgai. It's about as big as a horse. It's an Indian antelope. Yeah. And it's got little black devil horns on it. They run everywhere around there.
Really?
It takes a 300 Win Mag to take one down because they're huge. Their natural predators are lions. Their necks are ginormous.
I got to check that out. I hear the Walmart parking lots are really good down there. For
yeah, they are. Oh, yeah.
You can find all kinds of critters down there, right?
Yeah, we actually gave away a helicopter hog hunting experience for SHOT Show, and I just went week before last. So we picked winter, he got to bring a buddy, and then his buddy's brother paid to come down. So
his buddy was Daryl.
No,
right.
No. Anyway, but I'm friends with a guy named Barrett Bloom, and he runs Last Shadow, which is a helicopter hog hunting company, and it's awesome. It's an awesome event.
That's the guy in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going to go on a helicopter hunt with him too.
Yeah, he's friends
the
with
weather.
Yeah,
weather got shitty, so we couldn't go.
He's friends with Nick, but I've gone, and you want to talk about, I mean, that's the most fun I've ever had with my clothes on, by far.
I will say that if you do a hog hunt, though, helicopter hog hunt, it will ruin any other hog hunt you do.
Right.
The one time I got to go down in Texas, it was like, hey, you see him, you shoot him. Like,
yeah.
So it gave me a false expectation for my next hunt. Right. I go into
just
California to take a veteran hunting, and like we see this like herd coming through, like this is pack of hogs, and I'm like, so can we just like smoke check all these things? They're like, sure. How much money you got? Like they charge per hog. I was like,
are you serious?
This is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
But that's their like that's an outfitter service. They know they're doing that. It's and you got to buy a tag per hog in California. So I was just like,
of course,
you're
you're
really
in California.
That says it all. California.
Yeah, I'm illegal as soon as I cross that border every time.
Yeah.
You just need to do them in Texas.
Amen. Well, guys, I got to get running. I got another event.
Hey, it's good to see you, brother. Thanks for stopping by. All right, see you, buddy.
That's my worst fears when I go shake somebody's hand and I miss, and you get in the little.
And they get your 3
Cool.
fingers.
Yeah,
and
like,
hey, they just got to finish it out with a limp wrist, right? He's like, yeah, there you go. Just
you might greet him with a big smile. Then once you do that, I mean, you're just like,
or you're like,
it ruins it.
Hey, big daddy.
How you doing?
So yeah, that helicopter stuff. I don't know if you've ever done it yet.
I haven't. That was going to be my first. That's why I was so excited about it, man.
Yeah, Barrett Bloom, he runs Last Shadow. Check him out, and he's friends with Nick, and they put you on the hogs.
Well, that's the thing. Nick has ruined me because that was my first hog hunt too.
Yeah,
I was doing it with Nick, and it's using thermal and suppressors, and those farms out there, the land out there, they're just everywhere.
Well,
there's no effort into it. You just walk around a hill and boom, there they are.
Well, one sow can generate up to 100 offspring in 1 year. By the time they're having their third litter, their first litter is having babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Louisiana actually did a study where pig hunting's like real big right now, real popular. A lot of people doing it, but despite the fact that how fast people are killing the darn things, their population is still growing.
Yeah.
So if we can't kill them fast enough.
Because they get where you can't ever find them because they get in that rough stuff that you can't even get to, and that's where they go back there and they start breeding. And
that's when you fly over them with a helicopter.
With the helicopters, right?
I'll tell you what, I was on a hog hunt here in Georgia one time, and those little boys used to catch them bay dogs.
Oh, yeah.
And they knife them. And they catch those suckers, go flush them right out of their cover. And they bring them out in the open, and you run up there and
those dogs pin them down, and you
yeah. And those dogs are tough, man, because those pigs are mean. And
those
they got
pigs
the tugs.
will kill you.
Yeah, we watch this guy. We were with Squeal Team 6.
Squeal Team.
Great group of guys. And it was down with Hero Hunt. And again, Hero Hunt does a lot of hunts with veterans, but it's not just military veterans, but they also do a lot of work with first responders, law enforcement, fire, anybody that gets hurt in the line of duty, any type.
Right.
And they work with them. I was down with those guys. And it was fun, man. They would go out and those pigs would get in the water and swim, try to get away from you.
Oh, man, and they're fast.
Yeah, and those mean. They'll come around on you.
Yeah, they will.
I was down hunting with Lone Star boars once, too, in Texas, and we were walking down trail. We saw a whole bunch of them on thermal up the road from us, and we're getting ready to come around on them, and we heard rustling in the brush, turn around and look with the thermal, and there's a boar coming after us.
Coming after you?
And just lit him up.
My buddy shot one with a bow, and it chased him up a tree.
Are you serious? with an arrow in him?
Yeah. So
I swear I hit one. I was using a 308. I hit one of them on the run 3 times. It sounds like you're hitting a basketball,
Yeah, you can hear it, especially when it's suppressed. Yeah.
Thud. It's like just thud. And he didn't miss a beat. He probably died, somewhere, but he just went out of sight. We never found him.
Yeah.
But that was the way it was. We were hitting them multiple times. If you didn't hit them in the head, you had to hit them, 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
Thick skin, big, thick bones up front, shoulder blades.
They taste good, though.
Yeah, the little ones do. Yeah. The big ones taste like.
Don't eat the males.
Don't eat the males.
Don't even cook it in your house because you'll stink you out.
Yeah, those things are rotten.
Young females, get the piglets, man. Yeah. That's why I brought home in a Yeti cooler.
Oh, it was so gross because one of them was pregnant.
Oops.
It got a gut shot. Yeah.
Veal.
And there were like 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, just right there. It was pretty good.
I'll tell you right now because I actually hunted pigs with a 240 Bravo machine gun at night, and so PETA threatened to sue me.
Why?
And so now you just talked about shooting at babies, pigs in the belly.
Babies?
Yeah, I think PETA's probably going to contact you and tell you they're going to sue you too.
Okay.
Just don't go for it. Stop calling me. Leave me alone.
Right.
I'll see you in court. Leave me alone.
Do they send you letters?
No, they quit. When they realized they weren't scaring me, they just quit.
Right.
They're just a terrorist organization. They just try to scare everybody off. Yeah.
Bullies.
Yeah. Have you seen that video lately of the guy? He goes to the zoo and he jumps into the tiger cage and the tigers eat him.
No.
Yeah, committed suicide or some crazy stuff.
Is that what it was?
I think so. I watched
anyway,
it.
So I was trying to find it last night to show a buddy, and it was on PETA's website. I was like, what the hell? And I go on there and it's all pixelated out. I was like, well, of course it is. That's like their wet dream as an animal eating somebody.
But you think they wouldn't want to pixel that out because that's what they were
exactly.
Like. Animal strike back.
Yeah. I love their arguments. It's like, well, humans are the only animals to drink the milk of another animal. It's like, well, humans are the only animals to fly damn airplanes, too. What's your point?
Right.
It's like, I haven't seen a pig build
only
a skyrise.
Only ones to wear clothes. What's your point?
Yeah.
They act like we're aliens, like we just got deposited here like 2 weeks ago.
Right?
Everything we do screws up the environment. It's like, no, we're actually part of the ecosystem. When we drive cars, build buildings, it's kind of what we do. We belong here, too.
Yeah.
Right.
Put them on an island with a spear and have a couple pigs running around. Day 3, they're going to be going full, kill pigs.
That's right. You make them hungry enough. You put them in a room with a rifle and a pig. Don't feed them for 3 days. They'll eat the pig.
So tell everybody how they can get in touch with Vertex.
They can go to our Derail. You can call Derail, and he'll get you squared away.
I got his number here. I'm going to give it to everybody.
Yeah, please do that. Vertex.com, Vertx.com. They can check us out on our website, and then again, Facebook, Instagram, all the social media. One of the things that was pretty cool about this show is we had DB he was one of the guys from the Battle of Benghazi. He's the one that he was in the movie Boone. Boone, and he's the one that hasn't really been talked about. It's been the Tig, Tonto,
right?
And, what's the other guy's name? Anyway, this was his first appearance, first public appearance because he was still working, and so we had him in the booth, and it was pretty funny. This guy walks up, and he was signing tactical glamour shots, and we had a copy of the book and the movie. This dude walks up and he's like, "Man, that's a great movie," and I was like, "Yeah, he was there." He's like, "Oh, I don't recognize you from the movie. I mean, what character you had?" I was like,
"I thought he was one of the actors."
I was like, "No, he was there. Like, they're there."
They made the movie about this guy. Yeah,
guy still didn't get it. He was like, "Man, do you know if Chris Tonto's rocking around here?" I mean, he's asking. I was like, "You're such an idiot."
The guy's just shaking his head.
Chris is a good dude. He's probably been the most, the most common face you see around that whole story.
Yeah.
Chris is at all the events.
Yeah, but DB's pretty funny. He goes, "Yeah, in the movie I was, Boone, the tall white guy, but I'm actually the short brown guy." So he's good.
They
dude.
glamored him up for the movie.
Oh yeah.
Did he get to pick who played him? Did they let him do that?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But yeah, check us out on the web, Vertex.com, and in retailers across the U.S.
Very good. And Military Arms Channel. I mean, everybody knows where to find Tim, right?
Yeah, that's the domain, militaryarmschannel.com.
What are you guys up to now as far as your subscribership? And have you noticed, has YouTube been choking you down? You're not on YouTube anymore. You got your own channel. Talk about your channel.
Yeah, so, on YouTube, we still do the YouTube thing. 550,000 or so subscribers, doing about 3 million views a month. But we did Full 30 because Full30.com is where we've taken pretty much all the top gun creators on YouTube and moved them over, and then we sell ads to companies that otherwise wouldn't be able to get their stuff pre-rolled on YouTube because YouTube, just like the Super Bowl, doesn't like Daniel's Defense commercials. They don't like Henry Rifles commercials. They don't like silencer.
They don't like guns.
They just don't like guns. They don't like us.
Yeah.
So with this, it's not the first time YouTube's jacked with this recent demonetization thing. Just pushed more subscribers and more people towards Full 30.
Right. Yeah. Which is what you want. Absolutely. And we're just sick of these social media companies saying, we love freedom except for, no guns. Yeah. We don't like your freedoms.
Right.
But Leadheads, if you haven't heard of Full 30, you got to go to Full 30. That's where all the cool, like you were saying, gun channels are. All the top ones are there.
No Tampex commercials.
Do you guys you do run commercials on the stuff though?
We do, right? But it's gonna be commercials. You're probably gonna be interested in.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff that you're gonna be interested in as a 2A proponent, a gun nut, outdoorsman.
And just by sitting and watching the commercial, you're supporting the content creators because they get paid too for those commercials. When somebody watches them, the content creators get paid. And the nice thing about it is, YouTube gave like $800,000 to the Obama campaign. And so every time you're watching a commercial on YouTube, you're putting money in the pockets of the politicians who want to disarm us. So that's not going to happen on Full 30 because it's all gun channels, gun accessories, and, and gun products. So
I don't want to take people.
Yeah,
I don't want to take people from a YouTube channel, but don't watch YouTube anymore. Go to the do it full 30 and
support the Second Amendment community.
Support the Second Amendment. And you probably put some exclusive stuff on full 30 that you don't put on
a lot of content
YouTube.
Creators do. Yeah.
So you're missing out if you're not on full 30, guys. And they just go to full30.com?
Full30.com.
Full30.com.
And people say, what's that mean? Well, it's a full 30 round magazine.
What about the 100-round magazine? Come on, man.
We were thinking about Surefire 60, but I think that was trademarked. So all
right, one quick question before we break here.
All right.
And I just thought of this when we were talking about the Boone and stuff. If they were going to make a movie about you, who would you want to play you, Tim?
The Rock.
The Rock. Nice. Good choice,
Dwayne
man.
Johnson, man. He's awesome.
Yeah. Y'all look kind of alike.
Yeah. I'm Samoan.
Daryl?
I'd probably have to go with somebody, manly. So Caitlyn Jenner.
Somebody manly.
Yeah. I was going to say the pumps look good on you, man.
Thank you.
They do. Guys, we'll be back at the High Threat Concealment booth with more coverage from day 3 of the 2017
NRAAM show.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys, we are back at the 2017 NRAAM. That'd be the National Rifle Association annual meeting here in Hotlanta. And it's not hot. They got it cold in here today. It feels good.
Yeah, the AC's blowing.
Yeah, I think that's due to the High Threat Concealment guys and girls here. They cooled it off for us. We're being hosted by High Threat Concealment, and we appreciate this. And I smell some food over there, too. I think they brought me some lunch, so I'm going to chow down here in a little minute.
Yeah, it smells pretty good.
And now we have joining us on the show, the Talking Lead Show, we have Matt Wolf with Inforce. And what's your title, Matt?
I'm the Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Inforce.
VP of Sales and Marketing. Pleasure to have you on. Thanks for joining us today. And then we also have Tony Poe with High Threat Concealment, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah. So Inforce is a weapons light manufacturer.
We are.
Did I get that correct?
You did. Perfect.
And I'm familiar with your rifle lights.
Yes, the WML and the WMLX.
Right. Love those things. But you've also got pistol lights, too.
We do.
Which I need to get more acquainted with because these are sexy beasts. The APLs.
Yes, you got it. The APLs have been around in some iteration for about 3.5 years now, 3-4 years.
Okay.
And we're coming out with our Gen 3 APL in about 3 weeks, and we're all pretty excited about it.
Right.
So what's going to be new about that light is it's doubling up on the lumens. It's going from 200 to 400. It's still going to retain a single-cell 123A battery.
Okay.
The light actually got smaller. It got
just
lighter.
One battery?
Just one battery, yeah.
Okay.
Got about a 90-minute runtime, which is pretty good.
Because that's about all. Those things are so small. You can't get more than one of those in there.
Yeah. They're originally designed just to be to fit flush with the frame and the dust cover of firearms, keep it as slim as possible.
Right.
So smaller, brighter, better.
That's right. So talk about the new one that you've got.
Yep. So that's the one that we're just going over some of the specs. Like I said, we're pretty excited about it. There's some.
So what was the purpose in doing it? You just wanted to get it smaller? You're just going smaller with it?
Yeah. Well, we want to squeeze out as much light as we can, as much useful light as possible.
Yeah.
Give the best beam that we can.
So these would be better for the subcompacts.
Yeah, those work best, and that one is specifically designed for the for the Glock models to fit flush and sit tight. That's the new APLC. That one just came out this week, and we just started shipping.
These are good looking lights. Now you guys got a little different on-off mechanism.
We do
than most people, and I really like this.
Yep, we use a paddle design. It's a little more intuitive than some of the other switching out there. And, everyone's stippling everything from magazines to gun frames to you name it. So
refrigerator door handles,
whatever. And we put it right in the tool, and it makes for a really effective grip and positive non-slip surface.
It does.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
And it's sexy.
And this one's 400 lumens, right?
That one was a smaller one. That one's actually 200 lumens.
It's 200 lumens,
yeah,
okay.
Which
the APL
C. Yeah.
Compact, I guess, C.
Yep.
And you told me the APL stands for
Auto Pistol Light.
Auto Pistol Light, APL. Just as long as you got a rail, it's going to fit any standard rail.
Yep.
On a gun.
What's unique about that is
you can even put these on your rifle too, I guess.
You could if you want. Yeah, actually, we have some guys who run that.
I actually run that one on my duty rifle.
You do the bigger APL?
No, yeah, just the Auto Pistol Light. I run it right out on the forward end of the rail. Saves weight, plenty of light.
Right. I mean, what's the different size of this versus one of your rifle? You didn't bring one of your rifle ones, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But yeah, we do some handhelds too. Some guys, like Tony likes to run that at the end of his rifle. It also depends on how you grip the rifle and the activation. Some guys don't want to, stretch out their thumb, and it's easier just to kind of C-clamp around that thing and you get positive activation.
Is there a setting on here to where you can keep it on?
Yep. All you do is you give it a quick tap, and it stays on. Or if you hold it for more than a third second, then it becomes momentary.
Okay.
So there's no strobe on the pistol lights. We do have it on the rifle lights, but on the pistol lights we don't incorporate any strobe. It gets a little too confusing. You're tapping around looking for it, and you don't want to do that.
Right. Very good. So you use these, Tony?
Yes,
right?
I do. I use the Inforce handheld.
So you guys have handhelds. You've got pistol. You've got rifle.
Yep. Actually, that's the handheld that I fly down here with.
Okay. What is your handheld called? What is this called?
That's the 6VX. It's a 2-volt system, or I'm sorry, 2-battery system, 6 volts. Basic handheld. I mean, there's...
How many lumens is this?
That guy is 300 lumens.
300?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's bright enough, lasts a long time, good battery life.
Right. And has this got different...
That one also, it does have a strobe on the handheld.
Does it have memory clicks?
No. So it's if you just click it, turn it on, leave it on, or the same thing.
Okay.
All of our lights operate the exact same way, whether it's a rifle light or pistol light or handheld.
That's good.
So you get one down, you got them all down.
Right. Now, explain the design of this. What's the purpose in all the cuts and the grooves?
So the cuts and grooves are to...
It's very light.
It is very
for
lightweight.
one. So that cuts down on weight for one.
So the end part where if you see where the muzzle is, I guess, where the light comes out, there's it's vented there, and there's heat sinks in there, and that's to draw the heat away from the LED. The LEDs don't like heat.
Right here is what we're talking about. Yeah.
So you help dissipate that heat. LED runs cooler, runs more efficient. You can get more light, more battery life.
Okay. Bulb lasts longer.
Yeah, that bulb's never going to die. The light emitting diodes are just solid.
Okay. What kind of warranty do you have on your products?
Lifetime warranty. Breaks, we fix it. No questions asked.
Okay.
Except if there's blood on it. If there's blood on it, I don't want it. You own it.
Dip it into some Clorox or something?
Yeah, right. We'll sanitize it. We'll give it back to you.
What's your line of handhelds? I know you probably got different sizes.
Yeah,
different
we do.
lumens,
We've got a couple different ones.
Different styles, maybe?
Yes. We have a 9-volt version, which is the 9VX. That one's 500 lumens. A little bit bigger. Something you really want to wear possibly more in your belt, so your pockets. 6VX is pretty slim. We also have a 6VT that's got some cutouts on it, and you can use it for the old, cigar style and put it up against your palm and activate it with the handgun. Not as popular now, but I still like it. It's got a little bit different switch on it too.
Okay.
So,
all right. Yeah. Let's talk about the rifle. I mean, this is what you guys are.
That's kind of what we're known
your bread
for.
and butter.
Yeah, the WML.
It's got a very sleek, unique, very distinctive design to it.
It is. It's different from almost everything else out there. That product was, that's probably 5 or 6 years old now, and we're on the second iteration, the Gen 2 stuff. Yeah. And it's very unique. It's very ergonomic. It's all in one. There's a clamp.
Was there something that inspired that design?
There was. We got a request. It was a funny story, and I won't mention the guy's name.
Okay.
But somebody
you can drop names here if you want to.
It's somebody from one of the military branches came to us and said, "I need a light to do X, Y, Z." We said, "Okay, no problem." Then about 6 months later, we gave it to him. He's like, Jesus, I didn't think you really guys were going to do it. He's like, I was just throwing everything out there. And,
right. Yeah.
And
didn't think it was going to happen.
Yeah. So that's kind of the story behind it, and we did it, and they liked it, and they bought it, and they incorporated it, and then we launched it commercially, and it really took off, and people have kind of, you're right, identified us with that product.
Right. Yeah. I mean, is that like a patented looking design? I'm sure it is.
I think we have 150 something patents right now on lighting and heat
How many
sinks
different versions of that do you have?
Right now there's two versions. There's a small and a big. There's a single cell and there's a 2 cell.
And I say of that, it has a name. It's the WML
That's
and the
correct.
WML IR.
Yep, we do it in white and IR.
Okay.
So we kind of get everything in there.
Now let's talk price points, because that's everybody's always, well, how much is these things going to cost?
So they're pretty reasonable as far as the
rifle,
market goes.
The rifle lights, what's the MSRP on those?
Oh, the MSRP varies anywhere from 175 up to 225, but where they kind of hang is, the single cells are hanging around $140, which is not too bad at all. The 2-cell and whether you get the IR version, everything's under $200. Let's put it that way.
And so that's the rifle lights or the WMLs.
Lights, yeah.
What about your handheld? What are these called?
That's a 6VX.
HMLs?
No, just handhelds.
Just handhelds. Okay.
Would be logical though, wouldn't it?
Just saying.
Yeah, they run about $80-$90.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, and we got a new handheld coming out this summer. So
yeah, that's not bad at all. That's the thing, with flashlights, and you get into these higher lumens. People are like, "How much is this going to cost me?"
Yeah,
because
they tend to pretty expensive.
Some of them tend to get ridiculous. Yeah, redonkulous.
Yeah.
So
we try and keep it.
What about the pistols?
That guy is going to.
This is the
APLC. Yeah,
APLC,
that one's going to street at
$115.
$115. $115. Yeah.
That is nice.
We worked really hard to keep that cost down.
Because I was expecting like $215 or more.
No, at $215, I don't know if anyone would buy it.
Well, good for you, bravo. Yes, that's beautiful.
I like it.
Yeah, you're going to sell a ton of those at that price.
Those were designed around like the Glock line.
Yeah. Those were that specific one, and then midsummer we'll have one for all the other 1913 railed pistols. But the one that's out now is really designed for the Glock pistols.
Okay. And I guess you designate them. Yeah, it says Glock right there on the box.
Yeah, well, people don't read.
Let's just see. Wait, I don't have a rail on my Glock, so I can't put it on.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Is that the one? Okay, I thought that was my 27. It's a 23. So tell them what I'm doing right now. Explain.
All right, well, so what he's going to be doing now is
Glock 23.
It's clear, safety checked, and he's sliding. He's going to slide it onto the rail. There's a screw.
Yep, it's just a single screw that you can take out, and it'll slide right on the rail, and then just pop the screw back on.
Okay.
Is
And
it a flathead?
It is a flathead.
Yep.
So you could use a dime, penny, flathead, Leatherman.
Does it come with a tool?
No.
Okay.
No. Then it would be $215.
Then it would be $215.
So that
keeping
guy,
the cost down for
exactly.
Well, you know, 115 cents. You can include a penny.
You could. So that guy slides on, and then you just pop
all the way on right there, right?
Yeah, you just pop the screw on there, and that
just
actually locks it in.
Right back in there, and then just screw it back down.
You don't have to do it all because you won't have to redo it.
And then
that's right.
We got us a blue gun.
Oh, you got one right here already set up.
We got a blue gun with a set up with one right there.
You could have told us that before we started.
I figured we were going to go through the setup.
That would have been too easy.
Yeah,
too easy.
So.
Radio, ladies and gentlemen, radio.
Yep.
So he's putting the screw back in.
Yep.
And he's putting this on the Talking Lead Knights Templar Glock. And she's ready to go now.
Yep. And one of the things I found with the APL lights is even shooters with smaller hands have a lot better time being able to reach those paddles because of the design of the paddles.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier as they come back past the trigger guard.
Get my microphone back up here. It actually catches my fingertip, so it's you know that's what you're hitting with your index finger is that light, and you've got on both sides for ambi.
Full ambi. Yep. Just give it a quick click. Turns it on.
So now it makes sense as to how that. Before I was pinching them.
Yeah.
I was thinking I had to do them both, but once you get it on, it's just
either
boom,
side.
boom.
Turn it on. One, cut it off with the other side. Doesn't matter.
It's very nice, and it's a low profile.
Very low
for the Glock. So it's if you're appendix carrying like I do, this isn't going to take up any more additional space.
No, not at all. You really won't notice it.
I gotta have one of these.
Yep. It fits really well in the high threat concealment Spectre line holsters.
Right.
They're made just for the APL-C.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Which there's a combo sale going on right now, only at the show. So get over here. And
you're doing a combo?
Yep. There is $199 gets you the holster and the light.
$199 holster
that is a
and the light.
smoking deal.
That is a smoking deal. Have you been selling those? You've been selling white hot cakes?
Yes,
okay.
we are.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to be hitting this guy up for some more lights, I tell you.
Y'all should have told me that earlier. I've been pushing it all week. I didn't know anything about it.
Nah,
it's his fault.
Yeah,
it's Adam's fault.
Blame Adam.
Cool. It's nice. Give that back. So, talk to us about the history behind Inforce. How you guys got started?
Okay. So I've been there. Gosh, I've been there almost 15 years now. But the company started back in 1991.
Okay.
We used to do high power lasers for the medical and government field.
You did lasers.
Laser beams, yep.
Dolphin lasers?
Yep, freaking laser beams, right? And we did that for quite a long time. We grew our own wafers. We actually made our own lasers, made our own optics.
Okay.
And then the owner of the company, as LEDs were just starting to come on board, this is in the late 90s, said, I think we want to do something with that, because an LED is a light-emitting diode, which is just a cousin to the laser diode, right? So we're already familiar with the background. And just started making these little keychain microlights, what we call them. And we those things started to blow up, and we started making more consumer items and got into that field under the Innova brand. Okay. Innova.
Okay.
And got into AFES, and during the war, we sold just boatloads of those microlights. They were everywhere. And then we started doing other handhelds, and then just more consumer-grade lights. We got in all the big box stores, and then decided that we want to do something different.
Yeah.
And started getting into the weapon lights I've been pushing for years, So we started doing that and just took a stab at it, and that was probably 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and it kind of led us to where we are now.
So around 2010 or so?
Yeah, about 2010 we started getting into that, and then we ended up selling the Innova brand to a good friend of ours, so it's still out there today, and they're doing well with it, and we just do the Inforce brand now.
Okay. Are there plans to do lasers?
It's in our blood. It's in our background. We're always tinkering with stuff. There's always things on the books that do some things with lasers. So who knows? Maybe in the future we'll see something.
What about bigger lights? Any plans to do any bigger lights, like going to vehicles, or
we do
spotlights? Or?
We do a lot of work in different fields that aren't in the gun industry or the weapon industry. We do some lights on the veterinary side. We do things on the equine side.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't really promote it too much, especially places like this at the NRA convention. But we do quite a bit outside of this.
But all this is under Inforce?
Yeah, it's all under the Inforce brand. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, talk about it, man. We got equine owners that listen to the show, and dog owners, and
it's
interesting.
Is it really? It's really.
What kind of light? Or how do you design a light for a veterinarian?
So it has to do with detecting plaque on dogs' teeth, and certain wavelengths will light up plaque.
Right.
So we work with a very large company.
It's interesting as hell, dude.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
I just learned something.
You could use it on your own teeth, I guess. Right?
Right.
Yeah, there's tons.
I mean,
of
enamel's
stuff.
enamel, right?
Yeah, it is.
Plaque's plaque.
Will work on a human. It's not cleared by the FDA though, so you can't
so
can't really use it on humans. But yeah, we do a lot of stuff like that. We do some OEM stuff. For other people in the industry, we make parts and products for other people.
Mm-hmm. They've got like something in mind that they need for their specific need. They'll come to you.
They'll come to you. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll design it. We'll make it for them. Yep. And we do some private label work. So we make the lights and slap somebody else's name on it.
Okay.
So that works too.
Yeah.
So there's quite a bit. People just know us, like you said, for the WML and the WML, actually the rifle lights, and sometimes the pistol lights.
Right. Well, I mean, without a doubt, these pistol lights are badass, man. I really like the profile of this on the Glock.
Yeah.
Like I said, it fits in there perfect. That's the reason why I don't have a light on it now, is because I haven't found one for my appendix carry.
Right.
That's going to be comfortable and not take up any more space down there. So
yep. Yeah, I got you.
That fits right within the design of the Glock there. All the parameters, it's not sticking out any further. It's not deeper, making it taller.
Yeah, it's about as small as you can get it and still use a lithium
and
battery.
still have a good 400 lumens. That's
well, the smaller ones too,
or 200. Yeah, with 200, that's still plenty.
Oh yeah, 200 is plenty to search a building, because if you've ever shined a bright 100 or 500 lumen light at a white wall, you're going to get you're going to get some backsplash. So 200 is really right where I like to be when I'm searching through a house at the night,
right?
Stuff like that. So that's a really
don't burn
good,
your cones out that way.
Right. Cones and rods in there. Nice. You definitely want to.
You know what? If you could get something that would burn out a cataract, that you'd be onto something.
Now we're going back in the medical field.
Yes.
Yeah, something to think about. I'll bring it back. We'll
figure
it out.
You have to start with the horses.
We will. We'll burn out them first.
Test with the equine.
Yep.
So is that what the lights are? Is that just for the teeth? So it's kind of the dentistry for the animals, or is there any other uses?
There's some other. Well, for the veterinary side, that's really what it is.
Kind of what
then
there's some.
Yeah, then some things on the light therapy side that the equine industry.
So
uses it for.
what light spectrum is that it's picking up the plaque?
It's down in the UV.
Okay.
And then
Does it show up like purplish when you put it on there?
Yeah, think kind of black light.
Black light,
lighten up your velvet Jimi Hendrix poster.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, there's another use.
There's another use.
Then we do a lot of stuff in the IR spectrum. So I think we talked about earlier the WML and the WMLX come in.
You've got the IR versions.
IR, so you're going to use those with your knots.
Okay.
But there's quite a bit.
So what's in the future plans?
What's in the future plans? Some new pistol lights, some new versions, some new variants. I mentioned that some handhelds can be coming out this summer. A totally new ground-up design on those, and some other fun stuff coming, which I really can't talk about yet.
Okay.
Maybe next year.
A little mystery.
Maybe next year?
Yeah.
Any hints?
Not yet.
Okay. All right.
So Dallas is going to be big for us.
Dallas could be pretty big for us. So.
Okay. Nice. So we'll have to go ahead and schedule that and make sure that if we get an exclusive, maybe like a pre-NRA.
I know a guy. I think
is it SHOT show you're going to release or NRA?
Probably NRA.
Okay.
Give us a little more time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll do that then. So Tony, you're an actual user of the Inforce.
Yes,
I
am.
You use this in your real job, your real career.
Yes.
Your big boy job.
Yes, when I'm not playing hooky and working for HTC.
Yeah. So talk about your usage of their product, of the Inforce product.
Okay. Yeah. 13 and a half years in law enforcement, local in Virginia. We carry I actually carry the full size weapon, the pistol light, on my rifle because I like the fact that it's really small, lightweight, gives me plenty of lumens, and as earlier as Matt said, that you can get that when you do your C-clamp grip on the front of your gun, you can activate the light top, bottom. It's
wherever,
intuitive,
easily accessible.
It's very intuitive on the forend on the rail.
Yeah.
And I've also noticed when I had shooters come out with smaller hands, some of the lights that our department uses, which are not Inforce, which I'm currently trying to change.
We're working on that.
Right. They need to standardize.
I've actually had to go in and try to, work on or develop different techniques to allow them to be able to turn the lights on and off with one hand. Say emergency situation, your offhand goes down or something, they just can't reach. So they're having to break their grip, reach over, do something extra, other steps to actually activate their weapon light versus with the Inforce, the way the paddle system and the design is, it's a lot easier for them to reach. I haven't met too many people, if any, that actually can't reach this paddle system and turn and activate their light comfortably.
Yeah, that was one of the goals when we designed that, is to have everybody be able to reach it, because smaller hands, you can't get your finger out far enough to activate. So that was one of the considerations.
And, some of the techniques that people use. Some people are the school of thought that turn the light on, leave the light on, move through your objective. Some are turn it on, turn it off, move, turn it on, turn it off, move. I find pros and cons to both. The situational dependent, but
I mean, it's going to depend on
if you find
what's going on.
Yeah, if you find one technique that works all the time, please let me know and we'll write a book together.
Right.
So, but with this paddle system, it's more intuitive to press it and hold for that momentary to search an objective and then release it and move to somewhere else if that's your. And it's just as easy just to tap it real quick, turn it on, leave it on, and then you can do your searching, open area, things like that. So it's just, ever since I've picked it up, it's very intuitive. It's very easy to use. It's lightweight, and it's extremely tough. I mean, I've worn the large one on a helmet before, doing shipboardings for our Marine units and stuff. I've put it on rifles and through courses. And here shortly, I'll be trying to invest in one of the Glock APLCs for my Glock 30S that I carry when I'm off duty. That's my favorite handgun.
Sure.
That with the HTC Spectre holster is going to be in my lineup soon, just as soon as I can get my wife to approve the purchase.
The fundages for that? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, you better buy them here at SHOT Show because you get the combo package.
Yes. Yep, the combo package, Spectre inside the waistband.
Shoot her a text right now.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, it's on the way. As soon as I break for lunch, it's, hey, honey.
So we talked about the background of the company, a little history.
Yep.
Future. Not going to tell us anything. Being stingy with that.
Yeah, sorry. Have to.
So let's talk about you now.
Let's talk about me.
Let's let the listeners learn a little bit more about you. Got a line of questioning that I do.
Okay.
For first-time guests.
Oh, wonderful.
How'd you originally get involved with firearms? What's your first earliest recollection of shooting? How old were you?
Gosh, I think it might have been. I started late. I might have been like 14.
Okay, that's fine.
I've been 14, but
what was the first gun you shot? First non-BB.
The first non-BB gun is Mossberg 500.
A shotgun, 12 gauge.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, it threw me for a little bit of a loop. So, but coincidentally, the first gun I bought the day I turned 18 was Mossberg 500.
There you go.
There's a plug for Mossberg.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I still have.
I've got a Mossberg 500. I love them.
Yeah, great.
Love the 500.
Deer hunt with it, so shoot some whitetails.
And where do you live?
I live in Rhode Island. That's where the company is.
Okay.
Yep.
So you deer hunt with shotgun. There's certain states that we use rifles in Tennessee.
Yeah, well, Rhode Island's pretty small, so shooting a rifle in there might be you'll hit somebody.
Shoot it across the state. Go across state lines and you're breaking laws.
You pretty much could, yeah. Yep.
All right. So when it comes to pop culture, whether it's a movie, a magazine, a TV show, song maybe, video games. I mean, you don't look like a gamer type to me, but what's your go-to that's firearms related?
Go-to? Probably Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, yeah. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
You got to follow that movie, though.
You do.
First time I watched it, I had to watch it like 3 or 4 times to really.
You're 5 or 6 times, yeah. There's quite a bit to it.
Right, there is.
Yep.
There is.
Or, I'm going to throw a secondary in there, Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, another Quentin Tarantino. So you're a Tarantino dude.
I do like him, yeah.
From Knoxville, Tennessee, by the way.
Oh, get out.
Tennessee boy.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, I think he was like probably born there and then moved out west, immediately. But yeah. But there's always a reference to Tennessee in his movies. Have you noticed that?
No.
Yep. So Bruce Willis' character in Pulp Fiction, he was from like Memphis or something. He was trying to get back to Tennessee.
Oh, that's right.
After he threw the fight, I think there's a reference to Tennessee in Reservoir Dogs. You watch the movie. I mean, he does that.
Now I'm gonna go back and watch it.
He throws little cookies like that in all his
good
or Easter eggs cookies.
Easter eggs, yeah.
Yeah, in all his movies like that. Bucket list. What's your next want to have? Firearm, piece of equipment, accessory.
1941 Johnson.
A 1941 Johnson?
Yep.
Okay. Describe that. What is that?
So it went up in testing against the M1 Garand.
Okay.
So a little bit of an older firearm, hence the 1941.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of history locally for us.
War era.
Because Ivor Johnson was in Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay.
And I just love the looks of it. It's a very unique gun.
Yeah.
Yep. So they're a little pricey, so I'm going to have to go back and ask the boss for a raise.
Get a little extra something.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
He's going to say sell more lights.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's your raise.
Sell more lights. Perfect.
Price be damned. Yep. Laws be damned. What would you own? What would you have?
Wow. Well, we're in a state that doesn't allow any NFA
laws be damned. Price be damned.
Yeah. So
you could have anything. Any firearm, any piece of equipment, kit, what would you get? What would you have? What would be in your arsenal?
Gosh, that's a tough question. We've been repressed for so long in the state we live in.
So you got to reprogram yourself.
I know,
man.
huh?
It's like I can have anything. I can do anything I want.
Gosh. That little briefcase gun that HK did with the MP5K in it, that was always pretty slick.
Okay. That's a different answer.
Okay.
Most people say minigun.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Or they'll take the whole freaking airplane, like
the A-10 Warthog.
A-10 Warthog,
That's what I was thinking.
I'm a simple guy.
Yeah. Or the tank, Abrams. I'll take an Abrams tank. Yeah. But you're gonna go James Bondish on us.
I am.
Okay.
Subtle.
So I like that. If you could spend the day at the range with anybody, any person, any group, living, dead, fictional, who would it be?
Ken Hackthorne.
Tell us who Ken Hackthorne is.
Ken is...
And why?
Why? He's smooth, and I like his style. He's been around for quite a long time, taught a bunch of people, and just is a tremendous book of knowledge. and I could learn quite a bit from him.
So he's a firearm instructor?
He is. He's a firearm instructor, yeah.
Probably former military type guy or law enforcement?
Yep, absolutely.
Where's he out of?
He's out of Idaho now. He's actually floating around the show somewhere.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to tell him you said that.
Absolutely.
So you got an admirer. Do you know him?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
All right. I'm asking you the question.
Oh, okay. Same question?
Same question.
Live or dead? Well, with all the firearms instructors out there, and I'm actually, a firearms instructor myself, I would have to say my grandfather. He passed away when I was about 6th grade. Never really got a chance to get into guns with him and shoot. He was a Army veteran, served in Korea and Vietnam. I heard secondhand stories through my father of the things he did.
His badasseriness?
Yeah, but I never got a chance to actually be old enough to have those conversations with him. So I'd like to spend the day on the range shooting guns and talking
right
history
on,
with
man.
him.
Great answer. Ding, ding, ding. He wins. Sorry.
Yeah, that just crushed me.
Sorry, Ken.
You're like, I feel like an asshole now. But no, I mean, you'd be surprised. A lot of people do. Like my dad, he passed away, many years ago. And yeah, that's cool. Yeah, good for you, bro. So you guys know that the anniversary of World War II is coming up, 75.
I would imagine it's like 75. That's
one of them's coming up. Anyway, so we were talking about. I met the owner from Inland.
Oh yeah.
They make the M1 carbines.
Sure.
Okay.
And there's a trench gun that they're working with Ithaca. They've got a trench gun, shotgun out, 12 gauge over there. It's really nice. And then they've got some 1911s that they've made too. Really cool, kind of war era.
Yep.
Kind of deal.
Nice anniversary stuff.
Yeah, and doing like a 3-gun using those firearms, or maybe setting up a stage and doing a fundraiser for our World War II veterans, something along those lines. For our lead heads that want to add these to their arsenal, where can they get them?
You can go right on our website. We got a list of dealers they can pick from. They go through distribution, but call your favorite firearms dealer, and they'll be able to get them.
Pretty much in all the retail stores, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Very easy to find.
Very good. And give us all your social media and website and all that.
So you can catch us at Inforce01 on Instagram, or just Inforce on Facebook. And our website is www.inforce-mill.com.
And it's INFORCE.
That is correct.
Leadheads. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time being on.
Sure thing.
Really enjoy it. I mean, I'm definitely going to be adding one of these to the Glock.
Awesome.
Lefty's Glock. The APLC. The texture. I love that texture right there. It's like when I was hitting it, how some of them your finger will slip off?
Yeah.
That catches it and forces it in and activates it. So
very intuitive.
All right, guys, we will be back. More of our coverage of the 2017 NRA annual meeting here at the High Threat Concealment booth. That wraps up our Volume 4 coverage of the National Rifle Association annual meeting. Hope you guys enjoyed those interviews. So I'd like to go ahead and thank all the sponsors of Talking Lead. Frontier Tactical. Check them out at frontiertactical.com. They're the developers of the Warlock system. That is the multi-caliber adapter that goes on to your AR-15 and can allow it to shoot up to 90 different calibers. And then they've also come out with their full line of AR-15s featuring their Warlock system. So right out of the box, you can have an AR-15 that is capable of shooting up to 90 different calibers. And then make sure you check out their AR pistols as well. The perfect truck gun, pack gun, or even purse gun. Check them out at frontiertactical.com. X Steel Targets.
X Steel Targets.
The best, most affordable AR-500 steel targets on the market today. Check them out at xsteeltargets.com. They've got a full line of reactive targets. They've got a Texas Star. They've got the dueling trees. They've got harvest targets and pretty much anything that you can think of in between. And if there's not one there that you see that you need, that fits your needs, then get in touch with Bud over there at X Steel Targets, and they can custom make AR-500 steel targets just for you, the leadheads. And speaking of just for you, most of these companies have set up discount codes for you leadheads, and it's going to be leadhead. So just use that code whenever you're at one of our guests on the show. A lot of them have set up codes. I know Right On USA for those awesome optics has set up a code for you guys. Just use Leadhead, go to their website, and if any of those aren't active or aren't working, make sure you let me know, and I'll make sure that you get that discount. Modern Spartan Systems, the gun optimization company. So they've got products that are going to help optimize the performance of your firearms. They've got oils, they've got cleaning solutions, and you guys can go check them out at modernspartansystems.com, and make sure you join up for their Spartan Nation program that they have, and use that discount code there as well, Leadhead, modernspartansystems.com. Tactical Squirrel, the monthly subscription box service for all your tactical goodies. You guys are going to want to go to our website, talkinglead.com. We've got a link there to where you can click on it, and as a Leadhead, in your first month's box, you're going to get a special prize. They're going to hook you up with something really cool. Not going to tell you what it is. You got to subscribe and find out what it is. And as you guys are signing up and getting your first month's box, I want you to post pictures on Facebook, Instagram, and share that with all the Leadheads, and let them know what they've been missing out on. So go to talkinglead.com, click on the Tactical Squirrel link at the top, and that'll take you right there where you can pick your service. There's several different ones going anywhere from $35 a month up to $100 a month. And of course, the more you pay, the more value you're going to get, the more cool things in your box. You're going to get ammo, things like ammo, t-shirts, hats, knives, flashlights, all kinds of different things. These guys are teaming up with veteran-owned companies is who they're trying to target, veteran-owned, veteran-supported companies, and get their gear in these boxes and out to you Leadheads. Glock, the official carry of Talking Lead. You guys have probably seen the Templar Night cuts that I had done in my my Glock 23 slide. That was done by Danny over at Pack Arms. Really cool customization. That's the great thing about Glocks, is there's so many different things that you can do with your Glocks to personalize them and make them your own. Plus the fact that they're tanks. They're nearly indestructible, reliable, and affordable. So go check them out at Glock. And then they've got a swag store there too, where you guys can get all kinds of cool things from Glock. Coolers, hats, water bottles. I mean, they've got just tons and tons of different things. So if you want to live that Glock lifestyle, go to Glock, check them out. And like I said, the 1776 United Talking Lead Leadhead logo design contest is in full effect, going on until the end of this month, end of May. And get your design ideas in. Go to 1776united.com's website, submit those ideas. You'll go down to the bottom of their website, there's a link you click on. Or if that's too much work for you, you just want to email those directly to me. It's talkinglead@gmail.com, and make sure you put in the subject Leadhead Contest. All right, guys, we will be back soon with another volume. That'd be volume 5 of our coverage of the NRAAM. So as always, Leadheads, keep your loved ones close and keep your firearms closer.